Love, a rhythm. Wanna talk about it? The rhythm love. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Flava House Networks, the Love Rhythm Recipe. I'm Casey. I am your host. I am your master chef. I am your navigator through this thing we call food and love. And oh, baby, tonight is going to be on and popping. I heard this song by a group called Brownstone, and it's called If You Love Me. And it kind of ignited the topic tonight, which is, can you reignite love after it's gone? After the love is gone, can you rev it back up again? Hey, we're going to talk about that and find out. And to pair with this wonderful topic, we're going to be having some spicy chicken lo mein. Now, we can take it up to the heights of hotness, or we can take it down and make it a little softer and milder. I'm going to do a little bit in between because I bought some of those peppers. And when I bought them the other day and I made this dish, obviously they were a different pepper because, ooh, child, they tasted those peppers. If I had recorded that, oh, that would have been the bloopers of the year. That was hot. So we got to take it down a little bit, but it's still going to be good. I have my wonderful sisters in the chat there, and I see I have 5 people here, and I need 5 likes because I got 2. This evening is going to be real enlightening, exciting, and I hope you enjoy it all. And for those of you who are watching out there in YouTube land or will rewatch, it's going to be a real winner. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to let you guys in on BAM! This is the drink that you want to pair with anything spicy. One of the drinks. So my mixologist came up with this to cool you down a little bit. Please tell me, Corey, what's up with this? What is this?
We're calling it the mango colada.
Okay.
It's supposed to be a spin on a typical pina colada, but with mangoes.
And pineapple. Okay. And pineapple. Mangoes and pineapple. We have some coconut milk, and we have a little bit of twist of lime. Of course, it is a mocktail. For those of you who want to take it to another level, hey, you add what you add. However, I'm going to take a little taste of this. It's good. And I can see how it can cool down your palate after you get, child, let me tell you, you had to taste them hot peppers. I don't think anything could have cooled it down. You would have had to remove your tongue and put it somewhere. What I want to do, I want to get these ingredients so you guys can see what's going on. And then I'm going to get my lo mein on. And then we're just going to do a little cooking. And we're going to do a little talking about this topic. Okay? Okay. So I'm going to take another little sip. I hope you guys have something out there that you are sipping, because I'm going to tell you, you need to make this stuff. So, beautiful assistant, I have about 3 pounds of chicken breast here, and I sliced it really thin, as thin as I can. I didn't want to get it paper thin, but just kind of thin, because I'm going to be using my wok tonight. You can use a big skillet. You don't have to have a wok, but I will tell you, I purchased a wok really inexpensively on Amazon. I think it was like maybe $26. You don't have to buy an expensive one, and it works really well. And yeah, I'm loving it. So, like I said, I have about 3 pounds of chicken breast that I've sliced up. I have I decided to go with the jalapenos and take the seeds out, because those red ones were, they were too hot. So I have 2 jalapenos. No, this is 1 jalapeno that is sliced up. I have about a cup of some julienne carrots that I'm going to be doing. Did my snap peas come? Because I have some fresh snap peas that I want to put inside there, so I may or may not do that. Okay, I have the green onion that I have chopped up here, so I had a whole bunch. It was probably about 6 of the green onion stalks. Okay, yeah, and so I may add some of these snap peas. I'm thinking that I probably will, but I just need to rinse a few off. So I will probably use maybe not even a quarter of this bag just to give it a little extra vegetables. And like I said, the thing about it, this particular dish, you can either add lots of vegetables or not. You can use chicken, you can use seafood, you can have beef. Yes, Lois, if you're out there, you can do some lamb. And if you want to just have vegetables, you can do that. I have a whole medium-sized red pepper that I julienne for the color. She's telling me to pass her stuff this way. So here you go. And of course, I'm going to use a little bit of my Casey's Blessing because it has all of these seasonings. You really don't have to. You can just use a little salt and pepper if you want to. But you know, I can't quit her. I got to use her. Okay. I have some black pepper. I have some garlic, minced garlic. I have a little bit of ginger. Both of these are minced. Okay, you got a lot in your hands. Okay, so these things here, and I know you may not buy these things on a regular, but you know what? Some of these seasonings, like this hoisin sauce and stuff, you can use in other things. This only costs $1.99. So this particular brand for both the hoisin sauce and the oyster sauce were $4 for two. And I do use it in other cooking. And you can too, just want to step up some of your regular foods. Okay, I have a little Thai sweet chili sauce. It's not that hot, but it really helps enhance the flavor of the dish. Of course, a little bit of salt if we need it. I am going to be using something I haven't used in forever, is vegetable oil. But the vegetable oil, actually, the recipe calls for vegetable oil. I would usually use some canola oil or some other high heat burning oil. But I will tell you, this works well in my wok, and I'm only using like 2 tablespoonfuls. Okay, I have some sesame oil. I went for the sweet soy sauce because I tasted this and I really, really liked it better than regular soy sauce. Okay, and I have a little bit of cornstarch because I think I'm going to put a little bit of cornstarch just to thicken up the gravy that is the sauce that's going to go with this to flavor everything. Now, it calls for sugar or honey. I'm going to be using Splenda. You can have sugar or honey if you want. I'm using this. And finally, I got some actual real lo mein noodles. Now I'm gonna tell you a little secret. If you can't find lo mein noodles, you just want to get some the thick spaghetti, the thickest spaghetti that you can get. Same thing. It will work the same way, and you can make lo mein with that. But I was able to get this, and this was what, $1.99. So not bad. No, not at all. And this is what? How many ounces? It's 14. 14 ounces. So that will feed about 7 folks. So now that we have our ingredients, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get some water in a pot. I'm going to make my lo mein noodles up so they can be done. And then with the stir fry, it's like you put one thing in, you set it to the side. You put the other thing in, you set it to the side. And at the end, you just kind of mix it all together, So speaking of setting things aside, things that, how do we decide when or define when things are gone or a relationship is gone or it's after the love is gone? So is the love truly gone? Let's think. So is it gone or is it just buried under routine, hurt feelings, or just time? You just kind of, you're not as intentional. So it could just be laying somewhere. It just needs a little electricity. Get a little jolt. Get, what do you call those things that they a taser? It needs a little taser going on. Okay, like I said, the smart. Yeah, exactly. Okay, he said. What we said? A defibrillator. Okay, so it can arise from the ashes like a phoenix, but it's about what you do and if everybody's all in. So let me get over here. Let me put this water in because I want to put the noodles on, and then we'll take it from there. So I'm going to move this, move the chair. I'm going to bring my table. I think I'm going to do it this way because that way I can get my computer on. And I'm just going to turn it around just like that. Bring it over here so I have all of my ingredients here out in my sight. And then I'm going to put my stilts on here so I can get you guys where you can see me and I can see you and everything gonna be lovely. So I'm gonna lift this. I'm gonna try to be very careful because I don't want to just grab the cord. I don't want it shaking. That's the main thing. I don't want you guys shaking It's because it's so annoying to me. If you can lift that for me and put it in my hand. Okay, so now I'm trying to be steady. Steady. Okay, grab that cord. I don't want it to come out. We already having connectivity problems again. I tell you. Got to be a better way. So let me get this in here, just like that. And I don't know why this always seems like it looks like it's doing a gangster lean. I don't know. But anyway, so let me get my drink and my mouse. Okay. Get that stuff over here. And I'm going to get my drink. Don't leave home without yours. Because you don't know if it's gone. Okay, so let me get some water in this pot. And then we're going to put that on. Put the lo mein itself on. So, Corey, my audience, what do you guys think? Can you reignite love that is technically you think is far away from here, far away from here, far away from here?
If you ask me, I feel like love can be reignited if both parties are willing to, put forth an effort to find that thing that can reconnect them.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and going in with realistic expectations, it may not be the same, but it's still good. It can still be good. It could actually possibly even be stronger.
Yeah, that is true. It can be better than it was before because guess what? You are taking the time to be intentional. Not being so organic, being intentional and being mindful of that other person. Let me turn this on so I can get this thing to pumping. I'm going to turn it on high so it can start boiling really quickly. And I'm going to spray a little bit of cooking spray in here because these particular noodles can get a little sticky. So even after you do them, usually you should use them right away. But I'm going to set mine to the side and do each one of my things. But if they start sticking a little, just put a little cooking oil in there or spray them and it'll loosen them up. So I'm just going to put a little bit of cooking oil in here in my water. I'm going to let this come to a boil. I'm going to just put that top right there because what happens is when it starts getting all of this smoke, it just gets all over the place. I really don't want to turn on that hood because it's noisy. So once I do that, now what I'm going to do, I need to get another little bowl because I want to stir up my sauce. I'm going to put the sauce together. So bear with me because I meant to get this bowl out earlier. Okay. Try not to make a mess. All right. So I think I'm going to do this size. All right. So I'm going to do this size. Because I'm not sure how much I'm going to make. So with the sauce, what you're going to do with the sauce, and like I said, I'm going to do a medium version. You can make it as hot as you want by getting those red chili peppers, and they will take you to another stratosphere. I want to stay on Earth. Okay, I'm just being real. So to do your sauce, you want to get in. Well, this is the smallest I can get. So I'm going to stir together some soy sauce, the oyster sauce, some hoisin sauce, the sesame seed oil, a little bit of sugar or honey. Like I said, I'm going to be using Splenda. I will also be adding the Thai chili sauce because it's more sweet than it is spicy, and a little bit of cornstarch because I wanted to thicken up. So let's begin. So let me get a mini plastic knives. I'm having a connection warning. So guys, if this goes off, we will come right back on. So don't leave me. You don't want to miss this. Hey, Dad, how are you?
And she's asking what tonight's topic is, so we may need to recap a bit.
Okay, so tonight's topic is, can you reignite a relationship or your love after it's gone? So after the love is gone, can you reignite that flame? That's the question. And we're going to talk about it. Okay, we're doing the spicy chicken lo mein. And like I said, I'm doing a medium spice because the spice one is red hot as this dress. And it was weird. It was too much. Okay, for us, put it that way. So let me get some plastic utensils because I'll toss these out when I'm done. So I'm going to get a couple of these knives that I have many of them. And I'll use that. And let's see. Okay, we're starting to come to a boil. So what I'm going to do is, for the soy sauce, for the hoisin sauce, it's about 2 tablespoons. Like I said, okay, I'm going to do me because I know that I got a lot of meat and I got a lot of stuff here. So I am going to just take this and just pour a little in here, and it'll be about a tablespoonful of the oyster sauce. Now I'm going to tell you, oyster sauce is, for me, it smells bad to me, you know, but it works well in these dishes.
So hold on. So Deborah made a comment about the can you bring your revised love back after it's gone? She said, heck no, it's never the same.
Oh, but who says it has to be?
True.
See, that's the thing. That is the thing. Maybe the same was the reason why it didn't work long term. Maybe you need to tweak it a little.
And that's what I was saying before you came. Like, it may come back stronger because obviously there had to be something wrong in the process or we wouldn't have gotten here in the first place.
Exactly. So it could be the situation, just like beautiful sister was saying, and like I was saying, maybe you need to change the narrative in order to move forward in a more fluid way. Hey, you gotta think about that. You don't know, the same doesn't always mean the best.
Oh, and also I need to make one more comment. So it also depends on why the love is gone.
Yeah, that too. So now, guys, I already put the hoisin sauce in. I did 2 tablespoons of hoisin sauce because I'm making a lot. Okay, I did 2 tablespoons of the oyster sauce because I'm making a lot. Okay, if you're doing for a normal amount of people and not a tribe, okay, you would do 2 tablespoons. Well, I did actually more than that. I did maybe 4 tablespoons and 4 of whatever. So it's 2 tablespoons of the oyster sauce, 1 for the hoisin. Okay, and now I'm going to take this chili stuff here, and it just exploded all over everything, all over my paper. Okay, so now I got to get a piece of paper towel. It said, you think that you're going to just do what you want to do with me? And I said, I am, and watch me. Okay, that's not bad because it was kind of transparent. So,
Here you go.
Okay, I'm back, guys. I told you it's going in and out. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me, but just bear with me. It's going to be worth the effort. Okay, so I just put the sweet chili sauce in here. Now I'm going to put the soy sauce and the sesame oil. And sesame oil, you don't want to do too much because it's real pungent. It's real fragrant. So about a teaspoonful of the sesame oil, which is this. Okay, I love this. It got the little shaker thing, making sure I don't put too much. Okay, so this will take forever. Well, let me just get that in there. Okay, so that was about 10 little sprinkles, which made that teaspoonful. Okay, and finally, I'm going to put the sugar in here, which is going to be my Splenda as soon as I find it.
It's on your table behind the cornstarch.
Okay, there it is. Well, it's not finally because I'm going to put a little cornstarch in here, y'all. Oh, it was hiding behind the salt. So I'm going to put some Splenda in here. Like I said, you can use honey or you can use sugar. You know, I do Splenda. So you can do you. And then I'm going to deviate and I'm going to put a little bit of cornstarch in here. I was going to put, you can do one or two things. You can put a little cornstarch inside the sauce so it can help thicken it. Or you can sprinkle cornstarch on your meat when you stick your meat in the fridge, and it'll be on the meat and it'll help thicken. But either way, it'll help thicken. Because I want my sauce to stick to my noodles. I don't want no issues. So that's why I'm doing this. I'm not a big cornstarch user, but cornstarch is something that they use a lot in Asian cooking. So let's see. But this Asian Casey cooking. Okay, so I'm just putting a little bit in here. I'm going to put half a teaspoonful of cornstarch in this mixture, and then I'm going to mix it all. I'm going to whip it good. Okay, just like that. Cornstarch said cornstarch said they want to be seen. So of course cornstarch don't want to cooperate. But I'm gonna make it do what I want it to do, whether it likes it to or not. That's what's gonna happen. Okay, so let me just get that like that. And it's going in, it's doing its thing. And you know what I'm gonna also do with this, because I know that I need to get some ginger in here. So, I can do the ginger and the garlic with the vegetables, but I think that I am going to take my ginger and my garlic, and instead of putting it in the pan with some oil and doing that separate with the vegetables, I'm going to do a little, but I'm going to put a little bit inside the sauce too, especially the garlic, because I think it's going to enhance it. You know how I do. So I'm going to put a half of teaspoonful of garlic in the sauce, and I'm going to put just a dash of this ginger in here, because ginger can be kind of spicy. So put a little bit in there. And of course, I'm going to hit it with some Casey's Blessing, because this is my meal. You don't have to do that. You can follow the salt and pepper if you want. Okay. But let me get that. Okay, let me stir this, and then I'm going to get the noodles in so they can start cooking. Okay. And this is why you use the plastic, because, well, the plastic just broke. I'm just telling y'all. It's not the same as it used to be. Okay? Cheap, I tell you. Cheap. Not cheap in price, but cheap in quality. Okay, so let me get that in the trash. That's why I have several of them, because they going snap, crackle, pop on me. Okay, so you see what I'm saying about this steam? So let me turn this down. I'm going to turn it to about a 6. And then I'm going to get these noodles. And I'm cooking all of these noodles because it's 7 of us. 7 of us will not be showed here, but 7 of us will want to eat it. So this is what the noodles look like. They look kind of like, no, but they're like they're beige looking. Okay, so it's, yeah. Probably some kind of rice flour. I didn't even look. Okay, they are made out of wheat flour. Okay. And cassava storage. Okay, so anyway, let me get this thing open. Well, let me get them in here. Trying not to make a mess. Okay, so let's see how I'm going to do this. Okay, I'm going to do this over my sink, because I don't want to have the pasta popping all over the place, because it feels like it's kind of delicate. Oh, look at that. It's just going everywhere. This looks like pickup sticks. I don't know if you remember that. It's a game. It was like a container, and it had these sticks in them, and you would pick them up with the stick. But you don't know. That's right before y'all time. Okay, let me get this top off of here, and I'm just going to put these in just like that, and they're going right in. I'm going to take this knife and stir them around so they don't stick together. They look kind of, they look interesting. That's all I can tell you. You can tell that it's a different type of noodle. That's all I can say. Okay, I lost a few in the sink, but you know what? It'll be all right. Because better in the sink than on my floor. So let me get that here. I have, like I said, my sauce is over here ready. Okay, and that's set to the side. Let me just stir it a little bit more. Okay. And I'm going to put a little bit more of this sweetener in here to cut that oyster sauce. I don't know, oyster sauce is just, it works good in conjunction with other stuff, but I wouldn't really use it for a whole lot for me. But like I said, that's part of the recipe, so we're gonna follow the process. Okay, so now that I have that, let me move this over here. Beautiful assistant, if you can wash off a few of these snap peas for me, take a look at them. Look, I see a couple of little bad ones here, and because they say this is microwavable, actually. Okay, and it's supposed to be washed, so maybe I will nuke them a little bit and then pick out the ones I don't want. Okay, so yeah, nuke that a little, probably not the whole way, because I don't want it. Well, yeah, you probably could, because it's like I said, I don't want them to be too hard. Okay, I was going to get snow peas, but I decided to get the snap peas instead. So all you got to do really is just put it on a plate. They say you got to puncture it? Yeah. Okay, so you got to puncture it. Okay, or you can just get some fresh ones and put it in there. So anyway, back to the topic. So We were talking about, can you reignite your love after it's gone? Miss Huckabee says, heck no, because it ain't going to be the same. Beautiful Assistant says, hey, it may be better than it was before. So, what do you think? Okay, it could be, it could not be. Is it worth you trying? Exactly. Is it worth you even going there? That's the thing. So, signs that the love may still be there. So, these are the things. This is the things that you may want to think about, that you still may be in love and that person may still be in love with you. So do you still care about their well-being, the person's well-being? And this is for both parties, even when you're angry with them. Okay. Do you miss the connection that you guys used to have? Do you think about, the good old days, or is your situation now just a situation of convenience? Okay. Do you have memories and think warm thoughts about back in the day, or all you think about is all the pain? You can't get past the pain. Okay, you around here singing Lisa Fisher, how can I ease the pain? Yeah, you don't want to think about him or her. Okay, so that's the sign. So if you're feeling really negative about all these things, yeah, that may be a lost cause. But the reignition process is just like your car. Okay, you got to charge that battery. So, like cooking, okay, you just can't throw something in a pot and throw it on some high heat and think that it's going to cook properly. You probably will end up with some burner biscuits. Okay, I'm telling you. So you want to kind of start slow and build, especially if you haven't had that connection for a while. So little small things, little acts of kindness, little things that you haven't been doing. Okay, hey, take them a cup of coffee, or fix their plate. Maybe haven't done it, and letting them do that on their own. Hey, do a load of laundry. Maybe haven't done that. Little things that each of you will notice. Like I said, be intentional. And I see 11 people in this chat, and I see 9 likes. I hope you like me. I like your dude. Okay, so it's like seasoning. You have to season in layers. Take your time, and you're going to get the results you want. Let me check these, because it doesn't take long for these noodles to cook, from what I understand. So I don't want them to be mushy, but I do want them to be soft enough. Wow, they are really, let me see. This is interesting. I just want to feel it. Okay, I'm just trying to feel. Okay, I think maybe a minute or two, and they'll be right where I need them to be, for the mere fact that you're going to stir fry them too. So you want them to have a little bit of body, but you don't want to have to be al dente. Okay, that's not what the process is. So, like I said, if you are trying to, I don't think you want to cook that all the way. You said cook it. Yeah, it's my dear. You can probably stop that. I don't even know if I'm going to put those in there, because I'm not feeling that smell. Maybe it'll taste better. Maybe it'll taste better once you put it in there. Okay, I'm trying to get some more veggies, but I may just kind of leave it like it is. We'll see what happens. Take that out, let it cool off, and we'll see. Okay, so like I said, the seasoning in a dish is very important, and seasoning a bland relationship gonna get you bland results. I'm just telling you. You have no seasoning on your food, it's gonna be bland. It's gonna taste like that. That's just the facts. Okay, so I will say again, you need to be intentional, and let me get a colander, because I think I'm gonna take this out in a second.
There should be one inside
in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me get a colander and stick that here, because I think that these are gonna be ready in a minute. And I'm going to get a paper towel, because I'm going to wipe this water ring off of this counter. But back like I was saying, so little small things, little things that you haven't done, try to connect in certain ways, okay? And so what that is that may get the attention of your partner, and just be vulnerable, acknowledge your feelings, okay, and theirs. Stop putting those walls. Them emotional walls are murder to anything, okay? Not just to a romantic relationship, but to any kind of relationship. Those emotional walls, and you have to work to take them down, because Ain't nobody gonna try to get a bulldozer. I mean, some people will do that, but you gotta realize, it takes two. And I keep saying that. If you passively sit in a relationship that's not working, you are part of the problem too. I'm just saying. Okay. So let me check this. I just don't want to overcook these, because then it won't taste good. It'll be kind of mushy. And I'm trying to get the authentic taste of this stuff. And I'm doing this because of my other half raving about these lo mein noodles that he had somewhere in DC. Okay. I'm like, okay, I can do that. I can do it better. So I got a point to prove. Okay. I got a point to prove. Okay. So I got my sauce. I got my noodles. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get some vegetable oil in my wok, and I am going to season my chicken just a little bit, and I'm going to cook my chicken. That's going to take about 4 to 5 minutes. It just needs to get, because it's really thin. So, and I may not put all this chicken in at one time because this is a lot. And you got to realize, you have to have an equilibrium, just like you do with a relationship. You have to have an equilibrium of all things in order to make a whole. Don't want to have too much meat, but you don't want to have too little. So that's why I want the noodles to get done, because then I'll see how many noodles I have. I don't want to have a whole bunch of meat and a little bit of noodles. I want to have an equal distribution. Okay. All right. So my wonderful little wok here. Oh, did I ever get my wok utensils?
One thing in the drawer, in the little bag.
I don't see them in here. So maybe they are down here. I have special wok utensils, guys. And
You made a little bag. Like a little.
Oh, they're way in the back. So I'm going to need somebody with long arms, or either beautiful assistant's going to crawl in that cabinet and get my wok utensils. Okay, so listen, these utensils came with the wok, and it was $20-something. I'm telling you, I feel like a real restaurant. Okay, so there they go, right there. So let me get this. If you have just a skillet, you can do that too. You don't have to have all this stuff here. But I was into doing some stir fries at one point, and so I just invested in it, but I did not want to spend a lot of money. So I went with the traditional wok and not, the fancy one that goes with my pots that would have cost me almost $100, because it didn't even look like a wok. It was a whack. It was not a wok. Okay, so let me test this one more time, because I think it's ready. And we can put these to the side, because it doesn't take much to make these soft. Okay, let me see what I got. Yep, they're ready. Okay, so beautiful assistant, please, if you can drain these, run some cool water on them, cool them down, and let them sit over there and drain. I'm going to get over here, and I'm going to start cooking up the chicken. So I'm going to get it. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of oil in this wok, and I'm going to spray it with my cooking spray, because, like I said, it's not expensive, and I don't want it to stick. Let me spray this. Like that. And I'm going to heat it up. You want to heat it pretty high, but you don't want to heat it to the point of smoking. So I'm going to start it off on a high heat, because, like I said, this metal stuff, and I'm going to do like maybe an 8. And then I'm going to put my oil in here. So there you go. Put that in the middle. Get that over there. And I'm going to season my meat when it gets inside the wok. So I can just do a little salt and pepper if I want. I'm going to do some Casey's Blessing. I will do a little bit of salt, not a lot. And I'm going to do some pepper. Okay. All right. So I got this over here, over there. So like I was saying, you got to be vulnerable. You got to open yourself up so you can receive the gifts of the fruits of your labor. Put it that way. If you put up walls, you're not going to get the results you want. When it works, I'm going to tell you, couples who rebuild their trust step by step, and it's not, I know a lot of times you want immediacy. Okay. It's not going to be immediate. It took time for you to grow apart. It's going to take time for you to get back to a place where you do trust that person, because trust is a big part of a sound relationship. So when you have been so distant, even you can be in the same house and be distant emotionally, it's going to take time for you to trust that person to trust you. And it's going to take a progression of steps. Like I said, it got to be intentional. It can't be today you're going to do it, tomorrow you forget, maybe I'll do it next. If you really want it, anything worth having is worth working for. Okay, my wok is hot. I'm going to turn it down to a 7. I'm going to get my meat in here, and then I'm going to season. And maybe I will cook it all, but if I don't, I use it all. Okay, so let me get it in here. Okay. Trying to get the little last piece that don't want to come out without touching it. Okay, but I'm going to push it down. So I don't want to get the chicken on my hands. Come on. There you go. Oh, this still don't want to come. Look at this. Stubborn little bugger, isn't it? Okay, so let me take that. Now, it is cooking pretty rapidly. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to start stirring this around and separating it. Okay, and like I said, you just want to cook it for a few moments until it is no longer nude looking or light pink and it is turning opaque. And at this point, the heat is kind of dissipating, so I'm going to put my seasoning on here. Putting some Casey's Blessing on here. Like I said, you can just do a little salt and pepper. But, hey, I got to season everything with Casey's Blessing. That's just how I roll. And you, too, can get yourself some all-purpose seasoning. I'm putting some pepper on here. About a half a teaspoonful of the pepper. Okay, and I'm going to put just a little dash of salt. Just like that. Okay, so let me just kind of flip that around. And just kind of stir it around. And I'm going to take the heat back up because when you crowd the pan, I have a lot of meat in here. So you got to keep it at a certain temperature when you're dealing with a wok. When you stir frying, period. It's constant stirring. You want to kind of flip your stuff over. So that is what I'm doing. And as I'm flipping it, I'm going to put a little bit more seasoning on the side that it didn't hit. Okay, so get that right there. And I'm going to hit it again with a little seasoning. And no worries, because for those of you who don't know, Casey's Blessing has no sodium. No salt, period. Okay, let me just get that. A little bit more pepper. And I got to keep it moving. Well, I'm going to have to turn my hood on because as you see, matter of fact, I'm turning it on anyway. Okay. Okay, I'll turn it all over, y'all. But like I said, when you stir frying, you have to keep it moving. Yep. Oh, something jumped out at me. So I'm going to keep stirring. And I'm going to have to put some more oil in here because I got a lot of meat. And the oil has disappeared. So I'm going to put another tablespoon of oil in the middle. That's the thing about a wok. Everything kind of moves towards the middle. I can't really hear you. Yes, it is. This wok is made out of iron. Okay. And it's getting nice and opaque. Stir that up. I still got a couple of pieces here that's a little pink. So I'm going to keep on cooking because we want to make sure the chicken is done. And then I'm going to set it to the side, y'all. And stir it some more. But like I said, if you really are interested in reigniting your relationship, you have to be intentional. You can't do no backslide and no half stepping. Okay? You gotta be real. Don't just talk about it, be about it. Because if you're not, then you're going to have the same results that you had prior to starting back on that journey.
Well, that's what I was saying. That before you even embark on the adventure, go into it with realistic expectations. Like, you have to understand that it's going to be work. It's not going to always be easy. It may be a little bit of pain along the way because you gotta go through the trial and errors to get back to a good place.
Exactly. Now I'm gonna put my top on here so I can steam that meat through a little just to make sure it's cooked.
I don't even know if they
Okay. I don't know if y'all heard what beautiful sister said because we got all this noise going on. Let me turn this off. Okay, so you might want to repeat that, beautiful assistant.
I was saying that before you embark on this adventure with your partner, you have to be realistic about what you expect from the situation. You have to be prepared to go through the trials and tribulations and the errors to get back to a good place because it's going to be hard. And you have to be realistic with yourself before you jump in so that you're not disappointed. Basically, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a mouthful. Okay. And that's a fact, you know, and like I said, when both partners are committed to the change, then you have a better chance at reigniting the relationship or the fire or the heat or the passion or whatever has flickered out. Okay. But when you got one person who's invested and the other one is like, has moved on. Hey, sometimes you got to know when to fold them. Okay. And that means sometimes you got to go. If the other person ain't interested, you can't force yourself on nobody, and you shouldn't. It may be painful, but all pain after a while can be soothed over time, and you have to live in the real. Okay, so reigniting your relationship is gonna, like I said, like they were saying, it can create a whole new dynamic, and you can look back and say, "Hey, we weathered the storm, and we still standing." So that's the thing too. Okay, so let me check my chicken. I'm gonna get a paper plate and I'm gonna sit that over to the side. Okay.
Also, like I said earlier, it's not just about the love being gone. It's also why. So, like, has someone strayed away, or is it just a lack of interest, or like getting too comfortable?
Yeah. Or all of the above.
Right.
Okay, so I'm finding these noodles are getting a little sticky. So I'm going to put a little bit of cooking oil on them like I was instructed. And I'm going to mix it around so they can loosen up. Okay. Yeah, they get a little sticky here. But the oil is working. It is. It's working. A little bit of oil. And it doesn't matter because guess what? You're going to put some oil on it anyway when you put it back in the box. So the oil just already be on there. You just want to kind of toss it through. Yeah, because now they're not sticking. These are very starchy noodles, I see. So let me wash my hands. And I got the good soap this time, y'all. I'm not going to use Dawn dishwashing detergent and finish tearing up my skin. All right. Let me wash my hand there. Dry that off. And get over here and get this chicken out of here because I think it's ready. Okay? So, what do you guys think? I know I got one opinion. I got my dead Huckabee over there. She's saying when it's over, it's over. Does anybody think to the contrary? Do you think it's a possibility to reignite that flame, that fire? Because it may not really be gone.
I definitely feel like it's possible. I feel like that. Well, to be honest, like anything's really possible. Like if you really put, put the time and effort into it. When it comes to relationships and how people might drift away, there might be as Monique was stating, there might be a reason why that happens. You have to kind of discover what it is that brought you two together in the first place.
Yeah.
And maybe that rediscovery might actually strengthen your bond.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna take this chicken out. I don't know if you heard everything Corey said because this thing is sizzling real loud. I'm hoping that you did, because he said some really pertinent things. And basically, he was saying, you really need to find out the reason why, I'm about to say my famous word, the reason for the disconnect in the first place. Let me just get this out. Okay, so I got my chicken out. Okay, that's cool, just like that. All right, so we're gonna get that to the side. Let me hold this up because I need to put some more cooking spray in here and some oil because I'm getting a little sticking. I need more. Okay, so and then I'm going to wipe this off because this stove is full of oil and all kinds of nasty stuff, and I can't take it. Okay, so I'm gonna turn the eye back on and get that heat up again because I removed it, and then my stove works like if you take the pot off, it's no more heat. It's not hot anymore. But just like that, it's back in the saddle again. So now this time I'm going to get my wooden spoon and I'm going to get this. Let me take this off because I had a little sticking here with some of, get the little brown bits off of there. Yeah, but I don't want that in here while I'm trying to do the rest of my stuff. Okay, so I need to get that off of there. Just like that. And just I'll leave them in there because it'll be good for the sauce. I just want to move it over, and I'm going to get some more oil in here. But the chicken is all done.
That smells great.
Okay, so I'm going to put some oil in here. And like I said, it depends on what you're using to cook. Okay, my wok ain't the expensive one. It's like the one that they use out there in the woods somewhere. Yeah, so let me take my fire down because it's getting hot. It's getting hot in here. Okay, so I'm going to take my garlic, I'm going to take my ginger, and I'm going to squeeze I'm going to do a whole tablespoon of garlic, a half a teaspoonful of ginger. Put that to the side and watch out for the grease. Okay. Whoa! Look at that. I know, it's like, hey, I told you the pot was hot. Let me move this over. This pot is really hot. Okay, let me get that over here. Now I gotta clean it up again. This is the loveliness of live TV. Because I can't cook in the dirt. Okay, I can't pretend like it didn't happen. It did, and I'm cleaning it up, y'all. Okay, so let's get all this grease off of here. Messing up my stove. You bad pot, you.
Naughty.
You're a naughty pot. And it said it's not naughty. You say you dumb. You put me up too high. You know I'm thin. Okay, so anywho, what was I saying? So I forgot what I was saying now, but that kind of shocked me.
Yeah, you scared me now.
Yes.
You scared all the fuck out of me.
Okay, it wasn't that bad. Yeah. I'm gonna turn it down because it got kind of hot. And when I see the thing about it, when you're using this squeezable garlic, it has a little water in it. When you cut up the fresh garlic, it doesn't have that water content. And I forgot, and I squeezed it over in there, which I should have done it slowly. So note to remember, if you're using squeezable garlic, you want to really be mindful because there is a liquid water content in it, and it causes the stuff to splatter. Okay, so. Okay, all right. So what I'm doing is kind of sauteing the garlic and the ginger a little, and now I'm going to put in my other vegetables. So I'm going to put in the carrots and the jalapeno pepper, the carrots, and the red pepper because they take a little bit longer. Yeah, this stuff got water in it. So I have to keep, when you're doing this, you have to keep stirring. I'm going to put my red peppers in first. And I'm going to get my carrots in afterwards. I took my heat down to 5. Okay, got my carrots in. Okay. Get that out of the way. And let me get this over here and wipe this up because it's a mess again. Interesting. Okay. And then I'm going to put my jalapeno pepper in here. I got this going kind of slow. I want to get all the vegetables in before it starts doing its heat dance and start tripping again. Okay, so I'm going to get all the vegetables in like that. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a little bit of cilantro in here too.
She got big attitude.
You know, so yeah. Oh, I see. And all of this oil over here, man, I got this is a clean up mess. Okay, so let me get that out of here. I'm going to put a little pinch of cilantro, which I have here. And a pinch, if you don't already know, is between your forefinger and your thumb, or your index finger and your thumb. Okay, so let me put that. I'm going to put 2 pinches. Okay, that's frying up real nice. And I'm going to get my green onion. And I'm going to get these these snow peas. And I'll put a little bit in there. I ain't going to tell you I'm going to put a whole lot. I'm going to put a little bit in there. Okay, so let me see what I did here. I'm going to put some soy sauce in here because I didn't put soy sauce inside here and I need to put it inside my mixture, my sauce. So I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of soy sauce in. And mine is a sweet soy sauce. It has a different flavor. I like it. It's a little different than just the saltiness. Okay, and I have that sitting over here. Let me put this out the way.
You know what? I have a quick question.
Yes.
People tend to people who are in relationships or people who, gurus or whatever, say that over time love fades or like the relationship is complacent, I guess. Like, does that have to happen?
Not necessarily. Not if you're constantly if you're always being intentional. But see, what happens is, and a lot of us are guilty of it, you get comfortable in a situation and you feel like, hey, I ain't got to work that hard. Everybody knows when you first get in a relationship, you crossing all them T's and you dotting all them I's. You're not going to, and I'm just going to say it. You act like you don't have bodily functions, okay? Because for some reason you're able not to have those bodily functions when you first meet that person, or you're dating them, or you're trying to reel them in. It's like they don't exist. But then as time goes on, you just let her rip. Okay, so all those little niceties, I'm like this. Whatever you give me in the beginning, I need to have a little bit of that sprinkled along the way. And when you forget that, and I become more like your roommate, or hey, the guy, put it this way, you're nicer to the guy out in the street, or more polite, or breaking your neck to talk to them, and you don't even say good morning to me. That's because not so much that you don't love the person, it's because you know them so well a lot of times until you don't value the fact that they are there. You just take it for granted. Okay, they're gonna always be there, come what may, and you ain't gotta work hard anymore. Them are theirs lies. I'm just letting you tell you. Because every phase of your relationship is going to be different. Doesn't have to be worse. It can be better. You have to learn how to pivot and address each part of your relationship the way it is, as it is. And you're gonna have rough times, and you're gonna have good times, and you're gonna have everything in between. It is not how you handle the peaks, it's how you get through the valleys, and it's the lessons that you learn while you're there that you try not to repeat them. Sometimes things come right back on you, but just how you get through these troubled times and these disappointments and all of these things, because hey, life always be life, and we know this. Okay, so let me turn this up just a little bit, just a touch.
And I think one of the things that people in these long-term relationships seem to forget about is that you don't have to stop dating your partner once you are married. Like once you tie the knot, you start to drift off into like your normal, your normal routine. But
complacent.
Yeah, right. Becoming complacent. But the people don't take the time to continue to date their partner.
Exactly.
That is true. So again, like I said, when you take too much for granted, okay, and just because the person is not constantly saying, "Hey, what about me? What about me?" At this point, you should know that it takes work. I'm gonna put a little bit of Casey's blessing on my veggies. Okay, just like that. And that's going nicely. I'm taking it back down because I see that the 7 is taking my oil away, and I don't want it to do that. These vegetables are getting nice. And the last thing I'm going to put in here is the peas, because the peas are almost done. Okay, so I will put some of those peas in there. Okay, so let me see. Let's see what them there peas look like. Okay, how about that? Because they didn't smell too great. And because I don't know what they're supposed to smell like just by themselves, you know. And I didn't like that smell too tough. I do like snow peas. I've never really eaten the snap peas before, but I just wanted to try something different. And of course, I can't get it open with. Oh, I did. I got it open. I'm going to pour them out on this plate because, like I said, they said they were steam ready, but you know, I don't believe nobody. And I need to see what these things look like. Okay. I have to be intentional looking at these snow peas. Yes, I do. And make sure that I can pick through them. Oh, snap peas. I'm sorry. Snap peas and look through them. See, like this right here? I don't like that. So it got to go. There you go. There's several of them that I'm not feeling what it looked like. So that's why you open it up and you pick through them and you use the good ones, and the ones you don't want, they go far away from here, far away from here, far away from here. Yes. Okay, great. Y'all got just enough just to give a little extra vegginess to my stir fry. Okay. So right now I'm gonna put the green onions in, and I did that last because it takes nothing for the green onions to kind of wilt away. Okay. We coming on to the to the final countdown here with this. You see how easy this is? It is, especially when you prep your stuff ahead of time, you know, and cut your stuff up, and you can do that. So I'm putting all these onions in, just like that. Okay, and take this back over here. All right, and then I'm going to take my noodles that have been straining over here, bring them closer than close. Okay, and I'm put a little pepper on top of these onions. And just get that out. Because like I said, I like to layer my flavors. Everything needs to taste flavorful. That just what it is. And I'm going to do a little more garlic because I can. But this time I'm going to put it on top of these vegetables, and so it won't get the flipping out on me. Okay.
Oh, the garlic made the pan mad.
Yes, because it had liquid in it. See, this is this squeezable garlic. It's not like a fresh clove of garlic that doesn't have a whole lot of liquid. You know, they have this in like some kind of water or juice or something.
I don't know what it is because when you get the jar, it does not work.
No, but they got, like I said, they got this in something. So I'm gonna take this up again because the heat is going, and I do want this to stir fry, just not simmer. Okay, so let's leave y'all to do y'all thing, your little thing, and we'll get back over here. So when it doesn't work, we didn't get to that part. So if the trust has been totally demolished in your relationship, ain't no turning back. You don't trust this person. You ain't never gonna trust this person. Okay, and like I said, if both sides are not willing to try to rebuild that trust, that's one thing. If one person is past the point of no return and they already got designs on, let me see where I'm going to be living. Hey, I like that person. I'm looking at somebody else. I ain't trying to hear you. It is over. Okay, over. Yep, it sure is. Okay, sometimes the healthiest love is the one that you let go of. I want to say that again. Sometimes the healthiest love is the one that you let go of. sometimes it just ain't meant to be. And you got to come to the realization that some things get broken and can't be fixed. Sometimes you let it go too far. So I say to you now, if you're in a relationship that you really, really, really want, the two of you really, really want, and you see it going down a slippery slope, pump your brakes, look at each other, and try to roll back, try to understand what the hiccup was, try to fix that, and move forward. Don't live in that moment. Don't live in the past. If you choose to move forward, leave that over there. Because if you keep bringing this over here, you're not going to heal it. Let me check this.
Have you seen anyone successfully come back from a relationship being having a breakup then?
Yeah. I've seen a real close up and personal one. Okay. And like I said, it was broken for several years. But, all of a sudden, one person was open, the other one, not so much. But that person was willing to wait and allow that person to come to where they were. And it happened. Now, I'm not going to tell you it's always going to happen, because sometimes you wait and you kids just keep waiting. Okay. But the possibilities are always there. You never say die until you see yourself 6 feet under. And that's the bottom line. Because like everything else, I don't know where people think that life is easy, because it ain't. Okay. Life is like a big old struggle meal. And we eat them struggle meals. Yes, we do. We may eat them 5 or 6, 7, 8 times a week. Okay. But we're getting nourished, aren't we? Okay. So if that relationship is nourishing you, it is worth the struggle, and it's worth you fighting for, and it's worth you rekindling and reigniting the fire. It is. So I'm going to say to you, okay, again, think about what I'm saying. If you are in a situation where you feel like the fire, it went out the window, and you like Luther thinking that you about to go out here and find something more exciting or whatever, because you think what you got ain't what it should be, you might want to reflect. Think of some of these things here and make logical decisions, and not make rash judgments built on you being in your feelings. That's all I'm saying. Because sometimes when you go out there like that and you find out the grass ain't green on the other side, you can't come back to that lawn. I'm just telling you. So I'm going to put these peas in here, y'all. And see, like I said, because my flame is not so high, those peas had a little bit of water on them. If that thing had been high like that other one, you would have saw what you just saw. And I'm gonna edit out. I'm not gonna edit it out, because see, these are real things, and these can really happen. Things can really happen, and it happens to me. And I'm a pretty good cook, But you got to be mindful of your ingredients, and your heat, and all of the above. Okay, and just like you got to be, like I said, the key word. What did we learn today, class? The secret word is intentional. Let's say it with me. Intentional. Okay. If you are intentional and you want to have your relationship, don't have to be as is, it can be better. Okay. Then you need to really know that you got to put in the work, because ain't nobody going to do it for you. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to get my chicken back in here, because I think that we may be ready for our sauce and our noodles. Okay, so let me get that over here.
So, like, percentage-wise, how close are we to, like, ready?
We pretty close there. We pretty darn close. Okay, I'm gonna tweak it and see. Okay, but I'm gonna get the chicken back in here, some of it at least. I don't know if I'm gonna put all of it in here, but let's see. It depends on how hungry y'all are.
Yeah.
Y'all always, just put it all in here, cause y'all know how they are.
They.
Yes, they.
I'm hungry. That's me.
Okay. Yes, they. All of they. Okay. So I'm being intentional about how much of this I'm putting up in here. So now I'm gonna turn it up a little because the wok is full and the heat is going down. But it's looking pretty darn good here, y'all. So
next time we should get a little corny.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
I don't know where you get those.
Oh, they sell them in the grocery store in cans. And sometimes they sell them out of the can. And they're fresh. She's talking about the little teeny tiny corns that some restaurants will put in. But my restaurant is the one that's on a budget. So I ain't putting my restaurant is not putting all that stuff in there. Okay? I'm just letting you know. So there you have it. I know it's delayed. And for you guys that are out there and popping in and out or whatever, like I said, please rewatch this because it's very important. I put myself on this platform not as a psychiatrist or a medical professional or a mental health professional or a relationship therapist or anything. I put myself on here because I've been doing this thing for 40 some odd years. Okay. And I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunshine and I've seen glory. I will continue to see all these things, all these dynamics, and I will continue to move forward with the person that I have chose to be in my life. Okay. Everybody don't need to do that. Some people need to have a relationship with themselves so they can learn who the heck they are before they try to share themselves with someone else. Some people ain't gonna never share themselves with someone else. But you got to understand, it takes two to dance. It takes two to have rhythm. If one person ain't got none, they're gonna step on your toes. So you either find that same flow of rhythm, whether it is offbeat or not, you know what I'm saying? And you roll together. It's about rolling together. I am so sick and tired of hearing about all the bad things. Yes, there are a whole lot of bad relationships. There's a whole lot of bad mates. There's a whole lot of bad people. But you know what? There's some good ones too. There's some ones that's worth working with or working on too. Okay, so I don't want you people out there who want these long-term relationships or want a relationship with somebody to think that all hope is gone. You have to be intentional. You got to put in the work and you got to continue to put in that work until you go back to an Eggland's best egg. I'm just being real.
Can I mention something I saw on Facebook earlier?
Sure.
So, relating to the topic, I was reading a gentleman talking about how a lot of women, like the newer generation,
you know, they probably can't hear you. You probably need to come closer.
I'm coming. I was looking at Facebook earlier, and I came across a post from a gentleman who was saying essentially that the newer generation of men and women don't really know what relationships look like long-term relationships, and have the wrong like intentions for dating. Yeah, like for women specifically, because this was a post about newer age women. Like the younger generations have younger parents.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt for a second. I want to start introducing my noodles while beautiful assistant tells you this. Okay.
Yeah, so the generation tends to, like, I'm noticing that there's younger parents, and a lot of times they are not teaching children, the women the same way that they were teaching them in older times. You know what I'm saying? So like now we're looking to be more independent, and a lot of the not all, but a lot of younger people are looking for like stability and only like looking primarily for the monetary gain or like the materialistic viewpoints versus looking at who the people they're dating are.
I think it's a level of that and the fact that this generation is also the generation of instant gratification.
Right.
And we have like all these different things that help us obtain things rather quickly. So if people don't see what they want within a person, immediately they're ready to step out. Mm-hmm. And that type of mentality isn't healthy or conducive to a healthy, long-lasting relationship. Right. You're going to have your ups and downs. You're going to have problems. You're going to encounter things that may not like. And with that, you lose out on the discovery of the things that you will like if you're so quick to throw in the towel.
Okay, guys, I'm putting in the sauce now. Okay, keep going.
Yeah,
This
so
is get good.
I feel like social media has kind of caused a weird scenario for people in relationships. I notice a lot of people who go through like emotional situations with their partner tend to like blast them online, like and say negative things and get the world involved in their relationship. And a lot of times that will influence the way that they will react to their partner, which will ultimately lead them to having bad interactions with their partner. Because you can't go and listen to everyone out there. They're not in your relationship to know the ins and outs and details. All they're getting is that little sliver of information that you're giving them at that moment. And then they're trying to come up with, surmise an answer for you. You can't go that route, for me, in my opinion. I personally feel.
Yeah, and I can always equate things to a song. Okay, they had a song by this group named Emotions. It was called "Don't Ask My Neighbor." Okay, I keep telling y'all, stop putting folks in the middle of your business. If you're not, like I said, if you're not ready to step, you need to not malign your partner to other people and give them preconceived notions, and then you turn around and go back.
Exactly, because it makes you look foolish. It makes them look foolish.
And not even looking foolish, but the people that you are complaining to have formed this opinion and they stay that way.
Right.
Or sometimes you cry wolf so much until no one is listening.
Right.
So you need to try to work it out with the person that you're in a relationship with and stop putting the world in it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't seek counsel or whatever if you really need it. However, not every little thing requires you putting it, like she said, putting it on social media. Okay, because people put their whole life on social media, and some things don't need to be said. Because then you turn around and you have to retract it. That's all I'm saying.
And it could impact the trust factor between you, because it's like if any scenarios go on, you have that fear that it's going to end up online.
Exactly. Now I want somebody to taste this because I may put some extra sauce on here because I got a lot of food here. Oh, there you go. Okay, that tastes good. Wait. Okay, I'm trying to move this stuff because I got stuff coming out of everywhere. I think I got enough on here because it tastes kind of good.
You just going to turn the heat off?
No, you need to turn it up some. Oh. Because I wanted to just kind of simmer. Tell me what you think.
Okay, turn it up.
No. Just leave it because, like I said, I may put a little bit more sauce in there because I got so much.
A little more sauce, but it is really good.
Okay.
Good flavor.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a little bit more sauce because I got so many noodles. So again, poison. Okay. I'm gonna do some of this little chili, sweet chili in here, and I'm just making this up right quick because I made so many noodles, so I need more stuff. Okay, I'm gonna do my oyster sauce. Pour a little of that. Okay, I'm going to do the sesame oil. Okay, and I'm going to do my soy sauce. The sweet soy sauce, I like that.
Yeah, that sauce is fire.
Okay. Come on. Okay, squeeze that in there. And put a little garlic up in there, like I said, and some ginger.
Oh, so okay, one more question. So
okay.
Do you feel like new love is more difficult to kindle than, I guess, rekindling love that exists already?
Well, love that exists a lot of time, well, it does. It has, what do you call it? It has history. New love is more infatuation because you have to grow to know that person. Okay, so then you have to say to yourself, do I want to pursue this? Or can I just step off and walk away? Is it worth me having to go through trying to figure it out? Right. But see, it depends on what you're trying to do when you first get into, like you said, you need to know what your intentions are when you first get into a relationship. So that's another thing. Knowing what your intentions are is important. Okay, because if you don't know what your intentions are, say you want a long-term relationship and homeboy or homegirl or whatever don't want that. They want a booty call. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take this off over here because it's cooking a little fast. And if that's what they want, if people are honest and say what they really want from you, then that gives you the opportunity to say, yeah, I'm in or I'm out. Right. Okay. But when people are not honest, and a lot of times people will say, I want this person and I'm gonna make it fit. You're gonna love me. One of them things. Okay. Try to change them. Yeah, try to change them or think that you are going to be the one to make them see the light. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you, when people are not ready to do relationships, I don't give a rip who you are. Okay, you ain't got no magic. Sometimes people go along with the situation because they don't want to hurt your feelings. And they really ain't feeling it. Or you. Okay, I'm gonna put the rest of this sauce that I just made in here. I think that should be enough. And if it ain't, oh well. Okay. So I just doubled it because I got a lot of folk up in here. But see, you don't normally have to do this because the normal amount of people, you won't have to do this. Okay? Okay. So, yeah. All right. So that should be saucy enough. Okay. So now the thing is, do you guys want to use plates or you want to use those Chinese bowls?
I like the bowls.
Okay. Okay. So let's get the bowls out. That's going to be good. You can taste it now and tell me what you think. Because I think that it's saucy enough.
Okay. Well, let me go around and get the bowl.
Okay. I am going to turn this off now. And we're going to plate this puppy up. Yes, we are. But I just want to give you guys a little food for thought. Like I said, I know there are many of you guys out there that are struggling with your relationships or even wondering whether or not I should pursue one. You got people out there that have been burnt before and they don't want to move forward with anything, and there's nothing in this world that says that you got to have a mate. Ain't nothing in this world that says that you got to stay with somebody. All of these things are choices that you make. And when you make these choices, you have to take the good and the bad that come along with them. Okay? Because don't let nobody blow no smoke up you and tell you that there's some perfect fairy tale, because it ain't. Perfection in a relationship comes with what you and that person can deal with. That's a perfect relationship. I keep repeating this because I want everybody who sees these shows to hear it each and every time. Okay? Stop reading the romance novels and get into the reality of life. Okay? Romance don't happen by itself. There are a whole lot of components. What you have in the beginning is lust, and that's all it is. Let's call a spade, okay? And that lust can turn into something more if you want it to. But if you don't, it won't.
Should we get the grill master?
Yes, we're going to get my grill master down here, and we're going to plate this puppy up. Okay? And then I'm going to clean my kitchen because, oh, buddy, is it a mess. Yes, it is. So I'm going to plate these things up, and then they can tell me what they think.
It's going to be delicious. So I think one person's going to need a white bowl.
Okay, that's fine. Because I'll get like a little plate. I'm not going to. We have more of these bowls, but they're packed away. Right.
They're far away from here.
Yeah, they're packed away, and my tongs just went kaput.
Did that?
Yep. Oh. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to get them back in here.
Let me see.
Yeah, I got it. But that means I need to buy some. Okay, I need you guys to donate me some tongs. Okay, not a thong, tongs.
Tongs.
Okay.
TONGS.
All right. So let me get this out of here. I'm gonna pick this up. Some of this up with these thongs, with these thongs, with the tongs. Okay, and put it in here. It looks really good. I got a lot of this stuff, man. We don't have leftovers.
The Tong Song by
the Tong Song. Okay. Are you gonna do chopsticks, Corey, or you?
Yes, ma'am. I already have it.
He got his shit. See, he don't have his special fork, y'all. He got his chopsticks. Okay. You put that in there.
Yeah, I ain't finna embarrass myself on TV.
Okay. I ain't gonna either. I ain't gonna tell y'all I know how to use chopsticks because I don't. I put that on the thumbnail for those of you who do. Okay, so this is the finished product. Hope you guys can see that. I'm giving this to Corey, and we're gonna move the computer so Corey can tell you how he feels. Okay. And I'm gonna continue to make these plates up. I'm gonna continue to be intentional because my husband said to me, what did I do? Can y'all still see me?
Yeah.
Because I done pressed the button and I can't see you. Anyway, you can still see me. My husband said, how many hours is this going to take?
That's right. I heard you. That's right.
They didn't take that many hours. Okay. All right. So let me fix my computer back because I can't see you, but you can see me. And that makes me uncomfortable. So let's see what I did. Okay. Should I close that?
You're good.
Okay, close that.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm back.
Hey, good to see you.
Okay. So let me just move that. Be careful with that cord, honey. Because I don't want it to go far away from here. Let Corey say what he got to say.
Now, I'm excited for this one.
Oh.
Look at that. Look at the look.
Boy,
look.
I need those. I never eat.
Yeah.
What are those?
We're not going to give you chopsticks.
Oh, please. I'll be eating next year.
I know. You and me both. We in the same boat.
Mm.
We're not that progressive. We need a fork.
This right here is delicious. It has like this nice level of sweet and savory to it. I could handle it if it had a bit more heat.
Okay, I promised Corey that he could put some pepper flakes on his because
Which I will
after I
do.
burnt you want cayenne pepper? Or
Me?
pepper flakes.
Pepper flakes will be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole man. I tasted a pizza. No, I'm so
You want to
glad.
find your own pepper flakes. You
They got a little heat to it already?
No,
No.
not a lot. I took it down.
The original peppers.
Okay, this is the grill master, so I'm gonna get him a fork because he doesn't use chopsticks.
Oh,
The
no.
original peppers
I'll never.
that we had, them red peppers.
They were down here crying.
I tasted one this little. It was like the size of the top of my finger, and my finger's little. Okay. I licked it first. Tried to get a little the sauce on my tongue. That didn't work. And then I took a little bite and I chewed a little piece of it. And then the sauce hit my lip and tongue. And oh my God, I could not get it to stop.
The boys asked me to come down and get it. That's none
No. Oh, my nose was running.
You will say?
My everything was running.
Oh, this looks delicious. This looks amazing.
Okay,
man.
Corey didn't get to say what he
I'm
wanted.
sorry. I went on tangent about
With that little bit of red pepper flakes that I added to this,
Because he likes
it brought it together. Now, I will tell you all, when it came to that hot pepper that they had earlier, it did not bother me at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of shocked to see everyone.
I was in a full hysterical panic. I was running around the house looking for milk, bread, whatever else they do to make
you wanted
heat
to go to
stop.
urgent care, y'all.
I
That's how bad it was.
I was so mad. I'm like, look, I didn't even eat it.
But I will say, spice it up however you like.
Yes, I think it's best when you have people with various tastes of spice to just hit it with a little cayenne pepper if you want to.
Now, I'm going to say, babe, this is something we got to do again. This is definitely nice.
Mm. Oh, that's way better than anything you're going to find outside.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Like you
cayenne
mentioned.
pepper's closed. Oh,
Huh?
cayenne pepper's closed. I don't want to mess my nails up.
Sweet and savory.
Mm.
Just the perfect amount of seasoning, not too salty. Did you even put salt in it?
Very little.
The texture, the noodles are perfect.
Mm.
I actually have not really been eating a whole lot of lo mein noodles because a lot of times when I get them, they're a little bit chewy. These are perfect.
This is perfect, right?
Yeah, I don't know what brand this is, but they're perfect.
But you got to realize it's how you cook them. It's not really the brand. It's about how you cook them. And see, when you cook your own stuff, guess what? You can cook it al dente if you like it. You can cook it very soft if you like it. You can do it in between. You drive the train. You don't have to say, I don't like this Chinese restaurant because guess what? You created it. I'm going to put just a little bit of cayenne pepper on mine because I do like a little bit of heat. Like I said, I went for the mild version after what I saw earlier today, because honey, I had them red peppers. They was all through there, all up and down. Okay, this is mine. I put mine on a paper plate because I'm not going digging for that other bowl. And let me just get over here and I'll tell y'all what I think. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Does this live up to your DC lo mein that you came in here telling me some stuff? I see 11 people in my chat. Can you please, baby, please hit that like button. Okay.
This is delicious, baby. I like lo mein. This is good.
That's good.
That's good.
That's good.
That's everything you buy out the house, out the water.
Yeah. Yes. That's good.
With that little, I agree with Corey, that little extra bit of heat, because I like a little heat. I like to control it. Every flavor, but we go through this all the time. I'm the layer queen, and you can taste every single flavor. No flavor overpowers the other one. It's a hint of sweetness. It's very pleasant. It's very pleasant. And I suggest you try it. You see, it didn't take that long. Not at all. And like I said, for those of you out here who are trying to navigate through a relationship, rewatch this, okay? And hear the words that come out of my mouth. Intentional. There are relationships that last out here, trust me. Okay, they ain't far in between. People just don't publicize them because, unfortunately, media likes bad news. So I'm going to give you the flip side. Okay, it ain't going to all be good. It's not going to all be bad. But if it's worth it to you, pursue it and put in the work. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this live. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration, this meal. Forget that Chinese restaurant. Let's do this, okay?
Is it an expensive meal?
No, this is not expensive at all. I think I ran down some of the prices. Yeah, please, I got a ton of this stuff to feed
for days,
for 2 days at least, and I spent probably about $25.
Wow.
Okay, you ain't gonna get that at the Chinese for 7 people, and you're not gonna get that in the Chinese restaurant. Trust me, it costs me very little to do this. Okay, and we got to think about our budgets. I'm on every one of my shows about please be mindful. Don't just throw your money away, because if you want to throw it away, I got a Cash App. Okay, and you can send it to moi. However, like I said, if you like what you saw, hit that like button. I got 12 people in there. Please hit that like button, all 12 of y'all, because I appreciate you being here, and I hope you appreciate what I'm trying to give. Okay. For those of you who are already subscribed, y'all know y'all need to put that notification on, because I always got something to tell y'all. And for those of you who are not subscribed, please subscribe. See, these lives are totally different. I'm here each and every week. I am trying to do something that is not done on YouTube, where people do this every single week and we connect. I want to do it live because I like to connect with people directly. Recorded videos, I love them too. And it gives you convenience, but check it out. You can rewatch this. So I'm saying to you, if you got a few minutes, come on in here and join me. Come into my life. I got so much more to show you. Oh yeah, because you ain't gonna find a cooking show that's gonna give you the pearls of your mama. Okay, I'm just about to tell you. Okay, so I hope that you find the relationship, or you cultivate the relationship, or you rebuild the relationship that you already have, or if you want one with yourself and you're growing yourself, do that too. I hope you find your rhythm and you dance. And until next time, you know what I wish you guys? I wish you love, peace, and I'm about to eat, y'all. So, okay, I'm going to see y'all next week. Bye-bye.